tell me about, right, the beginning.
Mm.
The DJs, clubs in Britain, right?
Yeah.
You're going to clubs, you're DJing, you met Mark Hill.
Yes.
He was an Artful Dodger.
That's right.
Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, I was 15 years old when I started DJing and being curious about that whole buying vinyl and mixing records and making mixtapes and mix CDs, which spent most of my college days. People thinking I was in the library studying, and they'd be like, "You spend so much time in the library." I was like, "Yeah," but if they knew that I was just using the printers and the computers to print out my mixtape CDs and covers, using all the paper and the cartridges. This led on to me then doing some of the scene in Southampton, where I was from, on the south coast in the UK. And I was going out DJing, and at this point I had a chaperone who was like 10 years older than me, who I'd met when I was MCing one time in one of my dad's clubs that he was running, and he took me under his wing and I was his MC man. But there would be moments where he'd go off to want to use the restroom, or I'd say to him, "There's a girl looking at you over there, I think you need to go and speak to her," and it would leave me maybe 15 minutes to actually take control of the decks, and that was my way of being able to play in front of a full club rather than just being an MC. This then led on to me then playing in one club in particular in Southampton called Old Orientals, and the Artful Dodger were playing upstairs a house and garage set, and Mark Hill was one half of the Artful Dodger, Pete Devereux. I'm playing my R&B hip hop set downstairs. We meet for the first time, and the most beautiful relationship happened because I was an aspiring songwriter who had all these instrumentals that I would put my melodies and lyrics over, but I didn't have any music because I wasn't really like that level of musicianship. And then when I met Mark Hill, he was like Philharmonic Welsh Orchestra, he had this background of music, was looking for an artist who would do lyrics and melodies. So when we connected, literally, it was almost like you're playing upstairs, we're playing downstairs, like that Run DMC kind of like track back in the day. Smashed through the wall, and boom, we met, and the next thing you know, we're in the studio that happened to be 5 minutes from my home. And this is where Rewind started with the Artful Dodger and the birth of Born to Do It, my first album, which we just talked about, which ended up doing 7 million albums. So it was a moment that happened.